What's up? It's your boy, Big Potato. News brought to you by Versace Boy ENT. So I'm sure you've all seen or at least heard about the George Floyd killing that took place on Memorial Day, May 25th, 2020. And information is starting to roll out now. And we got some very interesting information about Derek Chauvin, the cop that you could say is primarily responsible for the killing of George Floyd. So it appears 44-year-old police officer Derek Chauvin has actually been a member of the police force since 2001. So he's been on the force for 19 years. And he's been involved in 3 police-related shootings. So back in 2006, Officer Derek Chauvin was involved in a case with Wayne Reyes, and allegedly Wayne Reyes has stabbed 2 people. And when the officers arrived to the scene, he had a sawed-off shotgun pointed at them. And Derek Chauvin was one of 6 police officers to shoot and kill Wayne Reyes that day. So, okay, that shooting could be justified. It sounds like the officers were defending their life. But this sounds like the first time now that Derek Chauvin has killed somebody. So now let's fast forward to 2008 when Derek Chauvin is called to a house because of a domestic violence call. And he ends up wrestling and getting into a fight with Ira Tolles. And during that fight, allegedly, Ira Tolles reached for Derek Chauvin's gun and Derek Chauvin ended up shooting him. Ira lived, but Derek did shoot him because the guy allegedly reached for his gun. So that was 2 out of the 3. Maybe a guy wasn't pointing the gun at you, but y'all were wrestling. And if he did reach for your gun, which, you know, that's a tough claim to be for sure what happened if you weren't in the situation, then okay, this one might be justified too, but it could be a little fishy. Now let's fast forward to 2011 when Leroy Martinez was actually shot in the back by Derek Chauvin and other police officers chasing after him in a complex in Minnesota. And he did survive, and there wasn't exactly reasons stated as to why the cops were chasing him, but it did sound like he had a weapon, but yet the cops shot him in the back. The point of this isn't to say that Derek Chauvin was always in the wrong in this situation, and not to say that he was never justified in firing his gun at these people. But what I'm getting at now is he done been in some police shootouts, so he's not going to be hesitant to go with force. You know, these cases don't sound the worst, but it gets even deeper though when you dig more into the background of Officer Derek Chauvin. It gets interesting. He's been on the police force since 2001. Back in 2003, he was actually verbally reprimanded multiple times for using derogatory and demeaning language. And this is back in 2003, only 2 years into the job. This should have been already a red flag to the Minneapolis Police Department, but they didn't get rid of him, they kept him. The Minneapolis Police Department had another chance, you know what, to even get rid of him, because in 2007, they actually wrote 2 letters reprimanding him. So in 2003, you kept verbally reprimanding him. Then 4 years later, 2007, you have to write 2 actual letters because it got to that point now. I know it had to get super serious for you to put the pen on the paper. And in his time as being an officer, Officer Chauvin allegedly received over 13 complaints without the police department ever disciplining him for him. So this guy Chauvin, y'all at work are reprimanding him. There's people outside of work who are complaining now at this point. He should have been off the force a long time ago. If the job is having issues with him, people outside are having issues with him, there's obviously an issue with this man and he shouldn't have ever been on the police force. He was already degrading and derogatory. He already had premature feelings towards different demographics and people before even joining the force. So now you give someone like that a gun? Come on, bro. It was honestly a George Floyd case like this was bound to happen with an officer like him. So that's what your boy, the Big Potato, got for you. Let me know in the comments if you think that the officer should have been kicked off the force a long time ago. Is it just a coincidence that he happened to have all these reprimandings and complaints? Or was this just a ticking time bomb and inevitable for Officer Chauvin to do something such as this? And hit that like, subscribe button for me, please. And I'll see you another time. Big Potato.